Hi, I'm Ashley Qurollo, sharing my heart, music, and home. And today I want to share with you several blessings of welcoming children into the kitchen, and then also several practical tips of how to actually welcome children into the kitchen. So let's first begin by talking about some blessings of welcoming our children into the kitchen. Some of the blessings are current blessings, and some of them are future blessings, ones that I am certainly looking forward to, and I am claiming the promise of those blessings for later in my children's lives. One of the very first blessings of welcoming children into my kitchen is that it helps build relationships. By welcoming my kids into the kitchen, it teaches us to work together. We have to work through problems, we have to work through messes, and we have to learn how to get along as a team. I've learned so much from welcoming my kids into the kitchen. Another blessing, a rather unforeseen blessing for me personally, of welcoming my kids into the kitchen has been the softening of perfectionism. For me, I love everything to be perfect. I love everything to be neat and orderly. And quite frankly, my perfectionism kind of kept me from really enjoying my kids in the kitchen for a while. But the more I've let my kids in the kitchen, I've learned to relax and just enjoy our time together. And now the memories of my kids in my kitchen are some of my favorite memories. Another really no-brainer blessing of welcoming my kids into the kitchen is just the blessing of them learning how to cook. If I can teach my children how to cook, I've essentially fed them for a lifetime. I'm not the world's greatest cook, but I know enough to keep my family fed. And so I want my children to then turn around and know how to feed their families. By welcoming my children into the kitchen, I am encouraging their independence. When you think of cooking, it's essentially a small project. You have to gather your supplies, you have to read the instructions, you have to follow the instructions, you have to clean up after the project is done. This is a wonderful way to teach children an important life skill of following through on a task and completing it all the way to the end. The more children complete a task and do it successfully, it increases their confidence and it helps them know that they can succeed and take care of themselves. Another wonderful blessing of welcoming my kids into the kitchen is that they are learning healthy eating. More often than not, if I want to eat healthy and I want my family to eat healthy, we are going to have to prepare the food ourselves. And so by helping my children learn how to cook and prepare food, they are then learning how to take care of themselves and eat healthy food. Okay, so you might be thinking, Ashley, great, there's a lot of blessings of welcoming kids into the kitchen, but how in the world do I get my kids in the kitchen without completely losing my sanity and wanting to throw pots at everybody? Well, I'm going to share a few tips with you that have been working for me. They might not work for you, but these ideas have been helping me welcome my kids into my kitchen. First, this might seem counterintuitive, but I like to clean my kitchen first. I'm not talking about scrubbing the sink, having every little microorganism of dirt off the counter, but just a general put things away, tidy up, wipe the counter. Might sound strange, but by starting with a relatively clean surface, it makes the mess that is going to happen seem less of a disaster. Another really helpful tip for welcoming kids in the kitchen is just focusing on one child at a time. For me personally, it's sometimes overwhelming to have more than one child in the kitchen at a time. So I have found that by working with one child at a time, it helps me stay calm and it helps me to focus on that one child and developing his or her cooking skills. Another really important tip that I often forget is giving clear instructions before I allow my child to do a certain task. I often forget this, and when I do, inevitably my child is reaching in the ingredients, tasting them, going ahead and doing what she or he thinks is the next best step, which might not be the best step. I have found that I need my children to stop and be still until I am ready for them to move on, and I need to give them clear instructions and clear parameters of what I expect. And my last tip is making sure that I take pictures of my children. There have been many times when I've been frustrated with my children in the kitchen, but I managed to snap a few pictures. And later that evening or later in the week, when I looked back at that picture, I didn't remember the mess that my children made in the kitchen, but I remembered that special memory that we created together, and that picture is precious to me. This is just a short little video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I try to keep my videos short. I value your time, and I hope this is a blessing to you. If getting your kids in the kitchen is a little scary, maybe try one of these ideas, and maybe it will help give you the confidence to welcome your children into your kitchen. Have a wonderful week. Thank you so much for watching.